Manipulation. Impregnation. The issue of our kind impregnating a victim is yet another tool that exists within the narcissist manipulative toolkit to enable the achievement of the prime aims. I dare say some of you find it abhorrent and reprehensible that such an act as conception and the bringing forth of new life should also fall within our repertoire of machinations. Others of you will not be surprised at all, long used to the notion that nothing is off limits to us. Everything is in play. The achievement of the prime aims is absolute, and, subject to the relevant school of narcissist, nearly all methodologies are available for the purposes of achieving those prime aims, chief of which are the assertion of control over you and the drawing of fuel. Impregnating someone or becoming impregnated is indeed a further form of manipulation that the narcissist will use. As ever, the issue of impregnation and forthcoming birth is very much something that is relevant to our kind, and as ever, I provide you with the cold, hard truth of how it's regarded by our kind, no matter how unpalatable you may find it. There are several ways that the act of conception, pregnancy, and the issue of children are used to further the dark agenda of the narcissist to achieve those prime aims. Number 1, the promise. The promise to give you children at the early stage of the relationship is invariably done with a view to ensuring that you succumb to our seduction and we are able to assert control over you. See how committed we are to you? We want to have children with you. Just you. Nobody else. What other commitment underlines and reinforces the strength of our desire to you? The joining of two people in love and creating new life together is the epitome of commitment. This is flattery, future-faking. How your eyes fill with joyous tears, and that look of spreading delight crosses across your face when you realize that this wonderful, brilliant, and magnificent person, after all, you're still in the golden period, wants to have children with you. Whether it is impregnating you or us bearing your child, this promised gain is readily wheeled out in order to clinch the deal. What you should also have regard to, that expressing a desire to make you pregnant, become pregnant by you, is all about asserting control over you. From the male narcissistic perspective, the act of having you take our seed deep inside you, subjugated to our desire to create new life, underlines our power, dominance, and control. You are not only allowing us to enter your most private of places, but you are allowing us to deposit our very essence there as well. In the mind of the narcissist, whether conscious or unconsciously, this is the ultimate act of conquest. We have vanquished all resistance, and there, deep in your sacred and intimate place, we have placed ourselves. From the female narcissistic perspective, the act of becoming pregnant by you as the victim underlines how we have subsumed you into us. We have engulfed you and drawn that which defines you into our very deepest of places. We have absorbed you, taken you into us, and therefore we have similarly conquered you. The fly has entered the spider's web. Not only is this promise made early in the seduction, it will be made irrespective of existing children we may have and that you may have. In the mind of the narcissist, they are just tests demonstrating our fertility for this most supreme of acts, this union of you and I. If we are considerably younger than you and you are female, you're aware of the ticking of the biological clock, and this promise of wanting to impregnate you will be used against you as a golden carrot to dangle in front of you. You are on the cusp of becoming barren. Sterile years may well beckon, and here we are, youthful, virile, fertile, ready not to only give you your perfect love that you want, but to offer that perfect love by way of impregnating you. It is a powerful and irresistible promise which many find exhilarating and captivating, of course, driven by their emotional thinking. Add to this mix any existing issues in terms of trying to conceive or give birth, and this vulnerability of yours will be exploited even further. Remember, there is no emotional empathy here. The narcissist wants to give you what you want, but only because it will give us what we want, the prime aims. This promise will be launched at you very early on, no boundary recognition, sense of entitlement, and will initially seem to you like a loving and romantic comment to make, but it is one that is born out of the need to control you, and it is a promise that will be made good if it suits the narcissist's need to assert control through actually carrying out the act. In some instances, it will not, and the promise just remains future faking, using a future event to assert control of you in the now. Number 2, binding. There is no better way to bind you to the narcissist than the issue of children. The creation of children means that you are far less likely, and indeed, in many instances, actually unable to escape the narcissist. You want the perfect image of a family, and with someone who has arrived with such a glorious love for you, who better than us to have children with? The narcissist knows that as an empathic person, you will dedicate yourself to their upbringing, and therefore, this allows the narcissist with a lack of accountability and a sense of entitlement and an absence of emotional empathy to reduce our own involvement, save where it suits us to do so. As you know, when you need support, we are invariably found to be lacking. We choose having children as a means of tying you tight to us, again consciously, where greater or ultra, and where lesser or mid-range, it is unconscious. This ensures that you are bound to us, provide plenty of fuel for us, and of course that there is a huge obstacle in your way and something that emotional thinking will attach to when it comes to trying to escape us. We have no desire to have children with you because of anything to do with you. You are being used as an incubator. We are like the insect which arrives and lays its eggs in another host, causing them to do all of the hard work. Once those eggs hatch, you will be consumed, cast aside, just as that insect would the empty husk of the carrier whose role has been completed. You are an appliance that is to be controlled and supplies fuel. You are an appliance which is there to carry our offspring, leaving us free to cultivate other fuel sources, and quite possibly your replacement. Dependent upon the school of narcissist, you will receive little or no help from us, or be doted on, dependent on whether the pregnancy remains in the golden period. Whether it is, we expect you to bring forth our issue without complication or problem, because these children are required for the following reasons. Number 3, pawns. What better device to use as means of triangulation than one's own children? These pawns are used in the ongoing competition with you. I love you more than Mummy, you know that, don't you? I'm your favourite parent, aren't I? Let's not tell Daddy about this. Mummy doesn't really love you, but I do. Such utterances, born out of a sense of entitlement and an absence of emotional empathy, are issued, of course, in order to assert control over the children and to understand, so that the children understand who is their master and commander. They will be used to provide us with fuel, of course, as they find themselves subjected to our manipulations. But also, more than anything else, they are a necessary and brilliant device that is used to triangulate with you. They are non-intimate secondary sources, and therefore, whilst they have moderate importance in the fuel matrix, you, as the current or former intimate partner primary source, are far more important with regard to the provision of fuel, and therefore, children are utilised to triangulate and control you. Comments are made such as, I will let you, but Daddy won't. Isn't Mummy grumpy today? Here, take this money, but don't tell your mother. Aren't you happy that you look just like me? Such comments are made with no emotional empathy for the child or the partner. Your parenting of these children will be questioned. What you once did well, when you were painted white, will become the subject of scrutiny and criticism when you're painted black. Any perceived failure on the part of the advancement of these children in education, popularity, sport, and social competence will be laid at your door. You have failed them. This heartless and savage criticism attacking your competency as a parent is an effective method of causing you to react and to subject you to control. All the while, to the outside world, where relevant, mid-range or greater, there will be the provision of the facade, appearing as the doting dad, the marvellous mother, the perfect parent. Little does the facade reveal of the tyrannical reign that emerges behind that closed door. The tears and the sobbing never get to cross the threshold. Number 4, legacy. We wish to live forever. Someone, as brilliantly as we perceive ourselves, deserves this, and children provide the ideal conduit for securing that legacy. Our magnificence lives on through the accomplishments and achievements of children. He gets his brains from me. Yes, I was a champion sprinter as well. He has inherited my artistic side. I always knew that he would follow me into the profession. It is in the good genes I gave her. I always knew that she would be a brilliant swimmer. The child never achieves anything. We cause those achievements. The credit will always be hoovered up by us, sucking the admiration and fuel from onlookers as we grasp the glory and seize it for ourselves. We never give credit to anybody else, and we make no adjustment to this selfishness because of the lack of empathy with regard to children. They are just a further extension of the narcissist. We attached you to us as an extension, but we created those extensions. That is the magical thinking of the narcissist. Where a narcissist has children or wants children, then it's very much the case that the narcissist believes that children are the future, the narcissist's future. If you have issues with regard to co-parenting with a narcissist, because this is one of the most difficult situations that you can face, there are 2 assistance packages which will prove extremely useful for you and will give you incredible insight, practical tools, and save you time, energy, emotion, and money. They are How to Co-Parent with a Narcissist and Child Defender. You will find the links in the video description. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.